Hey, welcome back to The Lone Cactus. I am The Lone Cactus. Pleased to have you here, and we do this each and every day. I hope you can be here every day as well. Hope you subscribe to us and let us know what you think. We always look forward to that. Have you noticed? Okay, I usually spend a good deal of time during election years trying to find out about candidates that aren't running anywhere near where I live. I can't vote for them. This year, I've been spending a lot of my time with the gubernatorial candidates out in California, the Senate candidates in Texas, Michigan, Maine, and Minnesota, and, of course, some scattered House seats and probably a mayoral race or two. Probably much more in those states than I have in my own state here in Arizona. But one thing has run clear, and if you've watched any of the debates during these primaries, you may have noticed it too. I find it amazing that regardless who is running for re-election for the Democrats, none of them have told you anything about how they plan to fix what's wrong with the country or their state. They haven't come up with any ideas. If they are running for re-election, they don't tell you what they've been able to accomplish in their last term. If they're new to the political scene, they don't say boo about what they plan to do once they are elected. They don't make campaign promises. They talk about how bad the other person is. I'm going to give you an example. Take Karen Bass. She's the current mayor of Los Angeles. In one of her debates, in her one debate actually, with independent Spencer Pratt and LA City Council member Nithya Raman, Bass took zero time explaining what she did wrong or right in regards to the homeless population in her city. She took zero blame for the Pacific Palisades fire that destroyed 6,833 structures, most of them single-family homes, and the estimated cost of residential property damage has been placed at about $51.7 billion. Bass and California Governor Gavin Newsom swore they were going to eliminate red tape in helping those affected by the blazes to rebuild. It's been a year. Fewer than 12 homes have been rebuilt. That's a grand total of 0.017% of the structures destroyed have been rebuilt. And we haven't heard anything from Bass saying anything about it. She mentioned that the homeless population in LA has gotten better, not worse. She had this plan to lower the homeless population by 17,000 in her first year, get those people off the streets and into houses. Well, the homeless population in L.A. started out at 41,980 before she took office, and today it stands at 45,252. That's according to the latest Housing and Urban Development statistics. Now, she claims to have removed 21,000 homeless in her first year, but about 95% of that was putting them in temporary housing. Most of those folks are now back out on the street. My point here is that you don't hear anything about what these people want to do. The incumbents are not running on their record because they don't have a record. They haven't done anything in a positive manner. It's not been a good investment for you to vote for them. They don't promise that they're going to fix the problems that plague their state or their country. They don't say they'll introduce legislation to fix something or accomplish anything. They complain about billionaires that don't pay their fair share. They complain about tax cuts going to the rich and leaving out the middle class. All right, let's take a look at that one, all right? Let's look at the actual numbers. Somebody, and this is just federal income tax, okay? An income level of $25,000 pays $925 in federal income tax. That's an effective federal rate of 3.7%. If you make $50,000, you've paid $3,872 in tax, or 7.7%. $75,000 is your income? Okay. $7,949 is your tax. 10.8% is your federal rate. If you make $100,000, you've paid out $13,449, or 13.4%. $150,000, $25,000, $67 in taxes, 16.7%. See what's happening here? $200,000 in income means you're paying $37,067, or an effective tax rate of 18.5%. $250,000, you're paying $52,023, or 20.8% in taxes. And if you're making $500,000 or more, you're paying at least $139,035, or 27.8%. What's interesting there is that 60% of all Americans pay income tax. The top 1%, we're talking the oligarchs, the billionaires, they pay 25% of all income tax. The top 1% pays 25%. The top 10%, income-wise, pays 70% of all income tax. That's not their fair share. The bottom 40% pays zero federal income tax. The bottom 50%, the bottom half of the country, pays 2.5% of all taxes. So if you want to get technical about this, yes, tax cuts do favor the wealthy. 50%, since they're typically the ones that pay most of the taxes. The example shows you that the whole Bernie Sanders oligarchy argument is totally debunked. The billionaires get the tax breaks because they're the ones paying most in taxes. Millionaires like Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Nancy Pelosi also get those huge tax breaks. But they don't talk about that, do they? It would be nice to hear all candidates tell us what they've accomplished while living on the taxpayer dole in office and what they plan to do with it in the future. Or if they're not in office yet, specifically what they would be able to do better than the people that are there now. Okay, there you have it, Mr. and Mrs. Politician. We're waiting. Make your case. Just be specific. Carry out, world. You are dismissed.